It's Sunday morning, I'm sitting here at my desk getting some work done, and an angel investor that I've previously spoken to just reached out to me and basically said, is there any way that I can invest in you guys? And what's really cool is that the reason he reached out so eager to invest in us is basically because he's currently really experiencing the problem that we're trying to solve himself. But it's quite hard for us to rationalize an investment this early because the only real thing that we could use the money for is to go full-time in order to get a product into market faster so that we can find product market fit faster, aka we can then scale faster. And in my mind, everything before product market fit, you kind of need to bootstrap. Now with the rate we're developing at, as well as our beta platform, we can probably have a sellable product in market by August or September, which is where we can really nail down product market fit and start scaling from there. I believe you need money for scaling and not for time. Anyways, let's jump back into the computer. I have a lot of work to do today. I need to do some SEO on our website. I need to update ClickUp because we are at the last days of this current sprint that we're in. And I'll probably also make a LinkedIn post later. Let's do it. I've been thinking for a while now what I want these videos to be, and honestly I can only really boil it down to one thing. I want to make videos that I would want to watch myself. I want to make videos that's relatable, insightful, and that actually shows progress in our startup. And hopefully some of you out there find that interesting enough to actually watch these videos. Right, so I was on a call with one of my co-founders yesterday where we basically went through the entire roadmap for the next 2 months, trying to figure out how fast we actually can get this product into market so we can actually start generating some revenue and build a real business out of it. Now, it's very clear that as a startup founder, you naturally kind of suffer from this shiny object syndrome where you want all these specific features that doesn't really provide any core value to the end user. And that's really been like a barrier of development in our process, that we want all these niche features that doesn't actually provide any end value for the customer. So we basically cut all the bullshit and try to figure out what exact features does actually provide the core value to these customers. And what we first thought would take maybe 4 or 5 months, we can probably do in 2 months. We're at the stage where the only real important thing for us is to get a product into market that provides enough value for us to charge for it. Any feature that hinders that progression is basically completely irrelevant to our MVP. So right now I'm actually inside ClickUp, which is where we do all our product development. And I'm structuring out all of these must-have features in certain sprints, so we can know exactly when we'll have a sellable MVP. And right now it's looking like we might have a product in market that we'll be able to charge for in about 2 months. So that's really exciting. So yeah, let's jump back into it. So it's Sunday and I was sitting here with Nikolaj co-working in his new home office, which is really cool, by the way.
Thanks.
And we were kind of talking about everything from startups to investments to development, just everything that goes into running a startup. Now the thing is that Nikolaj has run a SaaS company for quite a while now, for almost 6 years.
Just about 6 years.
Just about 6 years. And he has a lot of experience with software, building product, launching products, and scaling. And he's also a LinkedIn guru.
I wouldn't say so.
He has a tendency to go very viral on LinkedIn. So in that case, you can follow him there. But yeah, we were talking a little bit about this whole beta launch that we did with TheoFlow. In our own words, we kind of flopped the launch, but you kind of have some experience with this as well, right?
Yeah, so I've been building software for about 6 years, as you said, so professionally in Brickside, which is a no-code website builder. When I started, we developed a brand new version of this platform, and honestly, the beta launch, as you just had, was one of the hardest and most devastating periods of my life. We had spent 1.5 years building this platform from the bottom up. I was brand new in this, and we got so hyped and excited about this platform. We built exactly what we wanted and spent a lot of time on these very cool features. And we told ourselves, when we finally do hire someone to market this, we're gonna make millions. Like, I'm gonna be a millionaire by 19 years old. And as it turns out, we were building it for ourselves, making features we were excited about. But when it got to the user's hands, it completely flopped. Like, they didn't understand what was going on. They didn't appreciate the features we had spent a lot of time on, and they ran into a lot of issues that we hadn't thought about. And this was devastating for me. I spent 1.5 years just building up hope, getting more and more excited, and then, you know, when it came crashing down, I fell a long way.
This is something that I can to a certain degree relate to now. You build up all of these expectations for your product launch and it flops, and really it makes sense when you think about it, right? Because intrinsically you're building software that you want and not bringing your users onto that. You're not building software for your users. And you kind of talked about how you split test, rather you should spend time and resources on developing features in Brickside.
Yeah, so I think to make this devastating experience as nice as possible, you need to reframe to the point where you enjoy this negative feedback. So try and get less investment up front and more on the back end from when it's actually validated. So one way we did this in Brickside after we got really burnt on just building something is we decided we're not going to build anything until the users say they do want it. So the way we did this is we have this little add element thing where you can add a button, add a title, add a contact form to your website. And we did something really smart here where we added 2 new element types that didn't exist yet. So this could be like a YouTube video and a Google Maps integration. And what we did was we tracked how many people clicked these elements. And then we just gave them a little pop-up like, hey, this is coming soon. This is not ready yet, but thanks for your excitement.
I think it's so interesting what you say there, how you pre-validate the idea before you even allocate any resources to it, and that probably saves you, like, I could imagine, thousands of dollars and a bunch of time in unnecessary work that would never go anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, people always say like, don't build the final product, just build an MVP. You know what's even better than building an MVP? Building nothing at all. Like, if you can skip that MVP, like those maybe months of coding turns into a lot of money. Skip that. Don't build it unless you know you need to build it.
If you were to give like one piece of advice to startups that's in I guess our stage of building software, like what would that one piece of advice be if you had to give one?
It's the same as everyone does, ship fast. But I want to frame it with something specific. I think a lot of people spend a lot of time building a product that they love and get really attached to, and then when they finally ship it and it doesn't have traction, they're devastated. Like, it completely takes some people out of the startup game. They're like, I can't do this. Like, it doesn't. I'm not fit for it. It doesn't work. I think it's very important to try and scale down that time of falling in love with your product to where you just spend a week maybe on a feature and get it out, so you don't fall in love with it and you don't get devastated when you run into that wall.
Thank you so much. That's good. I actually think that's what